Okay. I don't know where I'm at or what I'm doing. Where am I at? What am I doing? Oh, I remember all of those things. I know what's happening. No, wait. I know what's happening, I think. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I don't even think you could hear me. Okay. But I am here. I am about to fully introduce myself, I suppose. I am Saint Nikki Kid the Grit. Yeah. And we are watching the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. We are going on to day 3. This is actually it's the afternoon of day 2. This is cross-examination. Well, it's cross-examination of a deposition witness. So it's Amber Heard depositioning the manager of the ECB. Hey, Feather, I'm glad you're here at the exact right time. I got new raccoon videos today, so I can't wait to work those out. It's going to be so much fun. So, are we ready for Depo Shit Son? It's Amber Heard versus, it's Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. We are doing this. Not doing this. Okay. We're not. There. Okay. Okay. Hey, Feather. I was trying to tell Dustin about that lady that you showed me earlier, and I could not. I couldn't even get out a sentence because I was like, you would think it'd be a Bible story like mine, but nope. I couldn't even explain it, and he doesn't have his phone, so I couldn't show him who I was, the Shamu. I couldn't show him Shamu. That's what she should be called, Shamu. And it's like, while we're here, do I look as high as that lady did? Man, she looked blasted.
We're ready. All right, we're ready for the jury then? Okay. We're ready for the Sorry.
That should be her name. Let me go turn off this. I can't talk too much shit though because I know that I would want people doing that on my channel. So, oh yeah, Penny is the best. I wish we could get our hands on the sidebars because the sidebars are what makes this case. Well,
All right.
we found the sidebars after the fact, but they were the best. The sidebars were even funnier than the trial. Oh, Judge Penny was over it the day it started.
All right. All right, you may continue. Thank you.
And does this also look like one of the clips taken from one of the ECB security cameras?
Yes.
And does this appear to be one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And would you agree with me that the quality is also grainy as it appears in this video?
Yes.
As far as you know, is the date and time stamp look accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
And do you recognize the people in this video?
Yes.
And who are they?
Amber, Rocky, and Whitney.
And move to 42. And does this appear to be one of the video cameras from ECB security footage?
Yes.
And does this appear to be one of the videos taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Brother, life.
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the date and time stamp accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
And if we could please, see, go to 11:32 and 11:35.
Oh, that one makes me want to laugh.
Do you recognize this as a
Oh,
clip
yeah,
from
oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
2016? One of the ones that was taken and preserved by ECB?
I want to laugh like a
Yes.
seal.
And as far as you know, the date and time stamp is it accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
Move to admit this as Exhibit 42, please, and let's move to Exhibit. 42, and move to Exhibit 43, please.
I want to laugh like a seal.
And does this look like footage from one of the ECB security cameras?
You don't
Yes.
poop out of
And does this
your
appear to be one of the
urethra.
clips that was taken and
Or
preserved
do
by
you have a
ECB from
baby out of your
since
urethra?
2016?
I think pee comes out of
Yes.
your urethra.
As far as you know, is the date and time stamp accurate within a few seconds?
Now you're making me question my femininity because I don't know
Yes.
if babies come from
And
urethra.
can you tell me where this is?
I know you're
Or do you remember where
pedo.
that was in
I don't
the
know what's happening.
building?
That is
Damn it,
the
Rick.
mezzanine vestibule between the building and the garage.
Okay. And if we could move to Exhibit 44, please.
No, babies don't come out of urethras. They come out of some other thing. Uterus. It starts with a U. Same thing. Uterus, urethra, who knows? What is it? No one knows. It's storming. As Zac Efron. I don't, that's allegedly. Oh, Pizza Man. Hey, look, I saw the greatest prawn thing, you know, uh, adult corn, and a guy had a, what is it, catheter, and he was shoving it in and out of there. It was the grossest adult prawn I have ever seen. High plot twist. Can I sub to you? How do I do that? I want to do that. Go to channel in a new tab. Okay. Yeah, I subscribed. I did that to your channel right now. Yay! We're helping each other. What is your content? I guess we're supposed to be watching this trial, but what does your content do? And my content is not originally trials. I actually read the Old Testament in the morning, and I do trials in the evening and raccoon videos throughout the day. Well, actually, maybe one raccoon video in the day. Because I like raccoons. I have a lot of them, and a lot of cats. I have cat videos too. Just a viewer. Awesome. You should check out my Old Testament stuff. It's way better than this trial stuff. My mods will tell you I'm amazing. In my own opinion, I'm amazing. And they'll tell you I think I'm amazing. Man, this pizza guy's been standing here for a hot second. This poor pizza man. I was pretty sure I thought that was Zac Efron, but he's got a pizza box. Yes, it turns out we're all cousins. We're all cousins. And
does this
we're
look like
having
one of the videos
family
taken from
time.
one of the
So we're having family time watching TV and talking. So whatever you want to talk about, feel free. We'll probably talk about it. Just don't break YouTube's rules and don't party poop. No party pooping, and your freedom of speech ends where the rules begin. I love you so much. Please chat.
ECB security cameras?
Yes.
Yes, and are you really the insane one? Because I mean, between you and me and everybody else, I don't think there's a more insane one. I think there might be lesser insane. But if we were all going to court, we would be charged with just being insane. I don't think there's levels. At least I hope not.
Does this look like one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Do not party poop.
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the date and time stand back?
Oh, innocent bystander. Ah, yeah. You are not an innocent bystander. You are the worst, Feather. Yeah. She's probably not the worst, but she is also one of the insane cousins. And I'm guessing the plot twist is you are not the insane cousin. I
Within a few
love
seconds.
that.
Yes.
So yeah, for real though, what is your content? Please share.
And do you recognize who's in the photo? I mean, who's in the video?
It appears to be Amber and Trinity Esparza.
Trinity what?
Trinity Esparza.
And can you rewind that footage, please? And does Amber Heard have a sister?
Yes.
Do you know if that's Amber Heard's sister versus Amber Heard? Could you tell?
In this video,
Well, in my way of thinking, Feather, don't surprise him with how crazy you are, because if it's a surprise, then that gives him the opportunity to leave later on. But if you tell him up front you're crazy and he still stays, then from that time forward, it becomes his fault. Hi, Muddy. Hi, Muddy. Say hi to our new cousin, Plot Twist. And the plot twist is he's not the crazy one. And we're trying to let Feather know, don't surprise people with the crazy, because that gives them the opportunity to run after everybody already knows them. Right, Feather? No being a closet psycho. We are all open psychos. Remember, we have a fourth dimension train wearing a wolf costume. You're a frog wearing a wolf costume. I'm a sage dressed like a wolf. Muddy is a duck dressed like a wolf. I mean, there's no hiding crazy. Plot twist, what animal do you want to be? Because we got to dress you like a wolf after that. Because we're fitting in to get in. We fit in the world. And now he's probably not watching anymore. Oh, man, I scared him away.
not 100% no.
And would you agree that the video is also a little bit fuzzy in this clip?
As it appears now, yeah, it's grainy.
And does this look like an accurate clip taken and preserved?
Oh,
by
he did
ECD since
leave.
2016?
Look. Ah, yay.
Yes.
And if we could
Welcome.
please move to Exhibit 46. As far as you know, did ECD preserve all the footage that Mr. Depp's attorneys and Amber's attorneys asked you to preserve?
Yes.
And did you, from your understanding, do you understand?
Oh, shit. A squirrel dressed like a wolf. Oh, that is the best outfit ever. Oh, my God. Man, it's too bad I like being a sage, because I'd be a squirrel. Yeah, you can be a squirrel. Lucky. I want to be a squirrel dressed like a wolf. That would be so cool. But I'm Yoda. I'm Yoda in a wolf costume. Haha, perfect.
the attorneys, some attorneys came and actually were involved in the selection process of videos, ECB in May of 2016?
Yes.
And moving to this exhibit 45, does this appear to be a video clip from one of the elevator surveillance cameras in ECB?
Yes.
And does this appear to be one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the date and time stamps accurate within a few
All right,
seconds?
Feather.
Yes.
And I'd like to move to admit this is exhibit 45 or 46. And do you recognize the people in this?
It appears to be Amber and Rocky.
And would you agree that the footage is a little bit fuzzy?
Yes, as it's displayed now.
I'd like to move to admit that it's exhibit 46 and move on to exhibit 47, please.
Just real quick, did everybody take their medicine? Because I did not take my medicine. So if you're supposed to take your medicine, take your medicine.
And does this appear to be a video clip from one of the ECB security cameras?
Yes.
And does this appear to be one of the clips taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the time and date stamp accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
Would you agree that the video footage is a little bit fuzzy in this clip as well?
Yes, as it's displayed.
And let's see. And this looks like one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016.
Yes.
And as far as you know, the date and time stamp look accurate within a few seconds.
Yes.
So I believe we're on exhibit 48. Does this appear to be a clip from one of the ECB video cameras?
I was supposed to an hour ago, but I forgot. Good thing I remembered.
Yes.
And does this appear to be one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, are the date and time stamps accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
I have a seizure disorder because I was beat up really bad in Southwest Detroit and was curb stomped, and it was a whole big thing. I'll make a video about it, but it was a whole big thing, but I ended up with epilepsy. Oh yeah, no, I'm perfectly great. It was the best thing ever happened to me. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. Getting my ass kicked. Best thing ever. Because if I wouldn't have got my ass kicked, my life would have been terrible.
Do you recognize the woman who's about to get on the elevator, getting on?
Which it looks like Amber's waiting to get on. Rocky just came in, and Whitney's over in the corner. I don't know the other two.
Okay. Would you agree that this footage is also a little bit fuzzy?
This place is for people who are weird and stuff. And being here and having this community, although I've had it only a short while, it definitely makes me feel good that I did survive the way I survived. And now you are in that fold, and you are somebody's reason to be happy. And you should be happy about that.
Yes, as it's displayed now.
And that looks like an accurate clip from one of the ones that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016.
Yes.
If we could please pull up Exhibit 49. Mr. Patterson, are you familiar with the layout at the penthouse level of Eastern Columbia Building?
Yes.
And this is Exhibit 49 that I'm showing you. And does this look like what you understand the layout to be of the Penthouse 3 first level? Does this look to you like what your understanding is of the layout of Penthouse 3, the first level?
Yes.
And if we could scroll down, please. Does that look like the layout of the second level of Penthouse 3?
Yes.
Move to admit Exhibit 49, please. And can we please move to Exhibit 50?
Wait. I knew I forgot something. Hold on, I'm sorry. I could have sped this up a long time ago.
Is it you're familiar? Does from what you can tell, does everything else look as you would expect the layout to be in your familiarity with the layout in your experience?
Yes, here we're.
Yes, General.
Oh,
Going back to the video clips, and we
Jasmine!
I'm saving to the end.
where
so
have
we
you
can-
been? And we have a new family member. We have Plot Twist here. Oh, and don't forget to turn your chat to live chat and not top chat. So in case there are other people here, we can see them as well. Because apparently sometimes you can't see people. I don't know if there's other people here, but it does not look like there is. But we do have a new family member, Plot Twist. He's our new cousin. So say hi to him.
But for the ones that I've showed you, is your understanding that those are all accurate copies of ECB footage that were taken and preserved by ECB since 2015?
Yes.
And again, by ECB, I mean by you or someone under your direction in the regular course of business. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
And is it correct that ECB has produced all of the video footage that had been subpoenaed by attorneys?
Yes, that's correct.
So to the extent that footage...
Yeah,
is not
Muddy
produced,
just snuck in here.
is it fair to say that that footage no longer exists? Or do you have another explanation?
Can you expand on that, please?
Sure. So my understanding is that you testified that there's 87 clips that have been preserved. Is that right?
Yes.
Smoke them if you got them.
And that the date and timestamps are reasonably accurate to your knowledge on those?
Yes,
And
my knowledge.
to the extent that there are any missing days or times, is it fair to say that that footage no longer exists? Or is there any other footage that could be produced?
Outside of the videos that were requested, that's correct. No, everything else would have been written over at this point.
Okay, so there's no other videos other than those that have been produced, to your knowledge?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And I believe you testified that ECB currently has a new and improved video system. Is that right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yes.
And back in 2016, would you agree with me that the video quality was somewhat grainy, I believe that we talked about in some of the clips?
Yes, compared to today's, yes.
And was it also a little bit fuzzy in the clips that we reviewed today?
Yes, as they were displayed on the screen.
And is it correct that you did not see Amber in person yourself May 21st or the several days after?
I don't recall which day or days she came into the office, but I did see her on those two occasions. Outside that, no, I didn't see her in person.
Okay, with that last answer, you don't recall which days you saw her, is that correct?
I don't remember the specific date of those interactions.
So would you be able to testify based on your knowledge whether Amber is wearing makeup the week of the 21st of 2016?
Not that I recall.
And if we could please go back, since we have a little bit of extra time, and watch the video that we couldn't hear the audio on. There's something wrong with it, but I believe the audio is fixed. So if we could please go back to Exhibit 3. Mr. Patterson, I believe you testified when we first saw this video without audio. that you described Mr. Depp's behavior as animated. Is that right?
Yes.
Now that the audio is back, would you still describe Mr. Depp's behavior as animated?
Yeah, I think he's still animated, but with the audio, I would say upset about something.
And based on your the time you've seen Mr. Depp at ECB,
I thought
have you seen him upset
Heather
about
said she'd be right back. Welcome
similarly
back,
upset
Heather.
in the building?
There was one video of Mr. Depp in the elevator. It seemed, like I said earlier, animated.
The one you're referring to, is that the one where you said Mr. Depp was swaying side to side, or are you thinking of a different one?
Yes, when he was going side to side.
Do you know who Mr. Waldman is?
Yes.
Who is he?
Johnny Depp's attorney.
Did Mr. Waldman contact you about this case?
Yes.
What did Mr. Waldman want when he called you?
Can you clarify, just because there's been several cases. I don't recall which case Mr. Waldman was involved in. So I don't believe he's reached out regarding this particular one, to my knowledge.
Which are the other cases that you've been contacted by Mr. Waldman about?
I don't recall the specific one, but he did reach out to whichever one he was representing at that time, and I believe there's a subpoena that had followed.
And did you say that Mr. Waldman contacted you in 2 prior cases?
I don't recall which case it was in regard to.
And did you talk to Mr. Waldman on the phone?
I don't recall.
And did you communicate with Mr. Waldman by email?
Yes.
Did Mr. Waldman prepare a draft declaration for you?
Yes.
Is it fair to say that you cannot testify one way or another about whether Mr. Depp committed domestic violence against Amber?
I cannot.
If we could please turn to Exhibit 9. And does this look like a video camera from the ECB video footage?
This is where you want to stop.
Yeah, we're just going to play. We played one before. Show me.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Well, what are they doing now? Johnny Depp looks like he's ready to fucking fight. That's what he looks like, man. Come on, let's go kill this motherfucker. That's what he looks like, man. It don't look like he's drunk. It looks like he's fucking mad. If I was dating that crazy ass, I'd be mad too. Shit.
Yes.
And does this look like one taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the date and time stamp accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
And can we please take that down and bring up 10? And does this look like a video from one of the ECB security cameras?
Yes.
And does this look like one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And does the date and time within a few seconds look accurate as far as you know?
Yes.
And can we please take that down and bring up 16? And does this look like a video clip from one of the ECB security cameras?
Yes.
And does this look like one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the date and time stamp accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
Please, if you could take this down and bring up 17, please. Does this look like one of the video clips from the ECB security cameras?
Yes.
And And does this look like one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB from 2016?
Yes.
Sorry about that. I had to go for a second. These raccoons are in the backyard fighting over dog food. Oh.
And as far as you know, is the date and timestamp accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
Could we please take it down and bring up 18? Does this look like a video clip from one of the ECB security cameras?
Yes.
And does this look like one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB from 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the date and timestamp accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
Could you please take it down and bring up 25? And does this look like a security camera footage from one of the ECB security cameras?
Yes.
And is this one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, are the date and timestamps accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
If we could pull up 26. And does this look like a video from one of the ECB security cameras?
Yes.
And does this look like one of the clips that was taken and preserved by ECB since 2016?
Yes.
And as far as you know, is the date and time accurate within a few seconds?
Yes.
And just to confirm, that is your signature at the end of this document. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Did anyone assist you in drafting this declaration?
Yes.
And who was that person?
Mr. Waldman?
And did Mr. Waldman's assistance in drafting your declaration have any influence or effect on the truthfulness of your statements in your declaration?
No.
Is this a true and accurate copy of your first witness statement submitted in the UK action?
Yes, it appears to be.
Mr. Patterson, the statements contained in this first witness statement, are they truthful?
Yes, anything that I would have put on here and signed would have been truthful.
Did Mr. Depp ever
Muddy.
offer you any money?
Miss Muddy has been super busy over the past couple days. Have you seen in Discord, Jasmine, the stuff that's been going on where Muddy's at? Oh my God. I'm telling you. Muddy has been going through it.
No, he did not.
Between May 21st, 2016, which I'll represent to you, was a Saturday, and May 27th, 2016, which I will represent to you, was a Friday, did you work on site at the Eastern Columbia building?
I don't recall if I was there those days. I'm typically there Monday through Friday, but I do not recall if I was there those days.
Sitting here today, do you have any recollection of interacting in person with Ms. Heard at any point between May 21st, 2016 and May 27th, 2016?
As I had previously mentioned, I don't recall specific dates of when Ms. Heard stopped by the office. I don't recall the specific dates.
Alejandro Romero was another person that spoke to you about his interactions with Ms. Heard?
That I'm not 100%. I don't recall exactly.
Was Cornelius Harrell one of the people that spoke to you about his interactions with Ms. Heard?
I also don't recall a specific interaction with Cornelius.
Do you recall when Mrs. Sparza first came to you about her observations of Ms. Heard?
I don't recall a specific interaction. I have a recollection of
Miss Muddy, I just realized I blasted your business, but man, what's been happening to you is some shit. I mean, not to you personally, you know, in Oklahoma. It's some shit. Sorry. I don't know what I'm sorry for, but if I'm sorry for whatever I should be sorry for.
I guess Trinity said goodbye, but I don't remember the exact interaction.
And are the statements contained in paragraphs 15 through 18 truthful?
As I review it, yes, that is my recollection of the occurrences.
What footage do you recall Ms. Esparza showing you?
I recall Mrs. Sparza showing me video of the mezzanine level where the multicolored area rug is, of Amber with her sister and Rocky, and one of them, from what I remember, they punched Amber in the face, in which they all started
Plot twist. Are you still here?
laughing and they walked off screen.
You recall the date of that surveillance footage video that you just described?
I do not.
Do you recall whether it occurred after May 21, 2016?
I don't recall.
Mr. Patterson, does this, after reviewing paragraph 7 of your declaration that you signed under the penalty of perjury, does this refresh your recollection as to whether or not you observed the surveillance footage sometime around May 24th, 2016?
Yes.
Okay, let's go through the first interaction that you remember with Ms. Heard. Can you tell me what you remember about that interaction?
So Amber came in, shook her hand, and she told me the situation where she needed to have me make a statement to her sources at People Magazine.
Did Ms. Heard explain to you why she wanted you to speak to her source at People Magazine?
I don't recall the exact ask. It was something.
Do you want to be on our Discord? I'm always on there watching some kind of something. I want to watch the I want to watch the Booker T documentary, like wrestling documentaries and true crime documentaries. Do you want to come and watch wrestling documentaries
To with her getting
or true crime documentaries? But I want to watch Booker T documentary.
ridiculed in the eye of the public opinion or something.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
Please have Exhibit 3 pulled up. And for the record, it's date stamped Depp 3628.
Well, do you want Discord?
Mr. Patterson, does this video clip represent a true and accurate copy of one of the original clips that was produced in response to a subpoena in 2016?
Yes.
And was this clip recorded and kept in the regular course of business for Eastern Columbia Management? I misspoke. Let me rephrase. Was this clip recorded and kept in the regular course of business for Eastern Columbia Building?
Can you expand on that?
Yeah, let me rephrase it. This is surveillance footage. This is a clip of surveillance footage that was
Okay.
recorded for business purposes at ECB. Yes?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And it was kept or preserved by ECB, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Do you know which camera this particular clip was showing footage from? We can perhaps
I wonder if Drunken Wizard's gonna show up.
replay it because I believe it might indicate that.
Yeah, we can pull it up again.
Do you know which camera this is showing footage from?
So this would have been the penthouse elevator.
And if we could please pull up Exhibit 4.
If I had that much money to buy myself a fucking island, there is no way in hell I'm going to rent anywhere to live. Are you fucking kidding me? No. No, that's what we're not doing. Oh, yeah, yeah. Only get Discord if you've got a computer, because Discord takes up a lot of fucking space.
Does this video clip represent a true and accurate copy of one of the original clips that was produced in response to a subpoena in 2016?
It appears to be. There's nothing going on right now, but yes.
What did I good point? The Discord thing? Yeah, I'm good at pointing things.
And which camera is this showing footage from?
No,
This
I'm
is
not
also
good
the
at
penthouse
pointing
elevator.
things.
If I could please have Exhibit 5 pulled up.
Is that Josh Drew? Look, that cop is like, holy shit, that's Johnny Depp's house. What? Yeah. Oh, yeah, the apartment thing. Yeah. There's no way. I'm not renting anywhere. Especially for some lazy bums. Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
And for the record, that's date stamped Depp 364.
Okay. Tomorrow, Amber Heard's going to be on all blue. No white. All blue. And her hair is going to be down. And greasy. Man, Johnny Depp looks like he brushes and washes his hair less times than I do.
And does this video clip represent a true and accurate copy of one of the original clips that was produced in 2016?
Yes, it appears to be.
Do you know which camera this is showing footage from?
This would also be the penthouse elevator.
And what is the date of this footage?
May 21st, 2016.
Okay. If you could please pull up Exhibit 6, date stamped Depp 3648.
Did anybody else hear trombones when those cops started walking? That was stupid. Oh, what the shit? No, that's what we're not doing.
May 21st, 2016. Be the penthouse elevator.
And what is the date of this footage?
May 21st, 2016.
Okay. If you could please pull up Exhibit 6, date stamped Depp 3648. Witness statement submitted in UK action.
Yes, it appears to be.
Mr. Patterson, accurate copy of your first witness statement submitted in the UK action.
Yes, it appears to be.
Mr. Patterson, the statements contained in this first witness statement, are they truthful?
Yes, anything that I would have put on here and signed would have been truthful.
Did Mr. Depp ever offer you any money?
No, I did not.
Between May 21st, 2016, which I'll represent to you, was a Saturday, and May 27th, 2016, which I will represent to you, was a Friday. Did you work on site at the Eastern Columbia building?
I don't recall if I was there those days. I'm typically there Monday through Friday, but I do not recall if I was there those days.
Sitting here today, do you have any recollection of interacting in person with Ms. Heard at any point between May 21st, 2016 and May 27th, 2016?
As I had previously mentioned, I don't recall specific dates of when Ms. Heard stopped by the office. I don't recall the specific dates.
Alejandro Romero was another person that spoke to you about his interactions with Ms. Heard?
That I don't.
We already read this. Or we
I
already
don't recall
saw
exactly.
it.
Was Cornelius Harrell one of the people that spoke to you about his interactions with Ms. Heard?
Hold on. Okay, this is where we were.
Wait.
21st, 2016. Also be
Do you know which senator?
Here we go. Because she was like, it's Johnny Depp's house. Yeah, man, it's fucking cool, right? Dude, so awesome. Dude, Johnny Depp.
And for the
Is
record,
he texting?
that's bait stamped Depp 3641. $16.
Yes, it appears to be.
Do you know which camera this is showing footage from?
This would also be the penthouse elevator.
And what is the date of this footage?
May 21st, 2016.
Okay. If you could please pull up Exhibit 6, bait stamped Depp 3648.
For some reason, these cops make me think trombone. Boom, 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 boom. Like when they walk like a trombone. Boom, 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 boom.
Represent a true and accurate copy of one of the original clips that you produced in 2016.
It appears so. I don't recall this exact.
Oh my God, you could just say yes.
It does appear so.
And is it, what is the date on this video clip?
May 21st, 2016.
And which camera is this showing footage from?
If we can wait for the doors to open.
Hi, Beck. I'm Nikki Gay the Great.
So this is also the penthouse.
Do you want to hit my joint?
Mr. Patterson, I will show you next a video clip that's been bait stamped Depp 3610. It's Patterson Exhibit 7. Does this video clip
Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and chat in the chat because there's plenty of people in here waiting to love on you and chat with you. What's going on? What's going on? No party pooping. What's going on? I don't want to tease you with this joint. I'll put it out. There. There. Now. What's going on? Spit it out. Be like Slipknot. Spit it out. Yeah. It's a good time.
Present a true and accurate copy of one of the original clips that was produced in 2016?
Yes.
Only if you sing those words like Slipknot. Don't put it out. If you do that, I will not put it out. Yeah, and Feather, what's going on for real? Like, if you hurt, I hurt. I got a song for you. I actually, I can't play it, but I'm gonna send it to you guys. I'm gonna post it in chat.
That appears to be so.
Do you know which camera this is showing footage?
This is the front desk camera in the lobby.
Next, can we please have Exhibit 8 pulled up, which for the record is depp 3620. Mr. Patterson, does the video clip represent an accurate copy of one of the original clips that was produced in 2016?
Yes, it appears to be so.
Do you recognize who the person is that entered the elevator at 2256?
It appears to be Amber Heard.
Can I please have Exhibit 9 pulled up?
That song is for y'all. From me. Y'all are my main squeeze. Oh my God, that is way too much bleach in that, in that elevator. And you see how ugly Whitney is? How did Amber end up that pretty? And read the words "I'll be fine" are words of somebody that's not going to be fine.
Does this video clip represent a true and accurate copy of one of the original clips that was produced in 2016?
Yes, it appears to be so.
Marty, what are you multitasking?
Do you know which camera this is showing footage from?
This is also the penthouse elevator.
Can I please have Exhibit 10 pulled up?
And I'm not peer pressuring you to tell me anything, but I am peer pressuring you to listen to that song. Put me on pause and take a second, listen to that song, and then come back and tell me what you think. Hey,
And for the record, this is date stamped depp 3607. Does this appear to be
I'm guessing Amber looks like her mom and Whitney looks like her dad. Because there's no way that Whitney got that big ass ugly forehead and Amber didn't. I don't know what's going on. Makeup changes people's face, man. Because in her Depo shit son, she looked absolutely horrible with no makeup on. Like she wasn't even barf like you.
video clip? An
Okay.
accurate copy of one of the original clips that was produced in 2016.
Yes, it appears to be so.
Do you know which camera this is showing footage from?
You're not derailing
This is also the
anything.
penthouse elevator.
And what date?
No
is
farty
depicted?
pooping. You were
May
doing
25th,
just fine.
2016.
Next, can I have please exhibit 12, which for the record is date stamped depp 3572. Does this video clip represent a true and accurate copy of one of the original clips that was produced in 2016?
And Feather, letting you vent is not derailing anything. I'm sure you have as many people to talk to as I do, and that's you guys. So, you know, yeah, I need you. You can use me, because, you know, that's just how it is, because I need you, you know. You make my little YouTube world go round. So, whatever you need, I'm here for y'all. Muddy! Stop it! Oh, that is Amber. See, she's not pretty in real life.
Yes, it appears to be so.
And do you know which camera this is showing footage from?
This is the front desk lobby camera.
And what is the date of this video clip?
May 25th, 2016.
And if you could please go to, really, if I could ask for your help, 1345. I'm going to mark this exhibit as Patterson Exhibit 12. Do you recognize the woman at the desk, walking to the desk?
Yes, it looks like Amber Heard is approaching Trinity as far as working at the desk.
Can I have Exhibit 13 pulled up, please? And for the record, it's date stamped depp 3583.
Well, if crying is the word, you know, don't do anything irrational. Don't cry over stupid shit. So, you know, use your tears for something good, you know, a good cry over something real. Make sure it's worth the crying, man. You know, some of that stuff probably isn't even worth laughing about. So, prioritize your tears, because not everything is worth your effort. And crying takes fucking effort, man. I did get all the love and all of that, but crying takes fucking effort. So make sure what you're crying over is worth the fucking effort. Because really, could you imagine? I never imagined it until it happened. Like having something real to cry about and not being able to cry. So make sure your tears are fucking worth it, man. Because there's some people that wish they could cry and can't cry. Oh, I hope that at least made you laugh a little bit. But seriously, prioritize your crying. Make sure it's worth it. Think real hard. Like, yeah, this seems really bad, but is it worth like crying about, or like could I just solve this no problem? If you think about it that way, it doesn't seem so bad. I love you so much, and it might not work that way for you. I'm a psychotic stoner, so it works that way for me. But it might work that way for you because you are also a stoner. So, think about, you're lazy and you're stoned. Do you really want to cry about that? I don't even know what it is because you won't tell me. So I have no choice but to sit here and say stupid shit. I love you. You are a beautiful woman on the inside and on the out. And I'm sorry, this is a serious part of the trial because Johnny Depp's lawyers are way too fucking serious. And we haven't got to the cross-examination part of this shit yet. So you can cry. There is tons of time to cry. Because we don't get to another funny witness for a while. I love you. And just thank God you don't look like Amber Heard without makeup. Hey, that old woman's got a big butt. Is that an old woman? Because she's got a very big butt. Oh, that's Whitney. Oh, that hairstyle is hideous. Oh, well, whoever that is, they're pregnant. She's in a onesie. That's cool. Oh, those are overalls. She's pregnant. Is that a pregnant Amber Heard? No. Ooh, that rascal ass cat. Ooh, you warned me about that cat too, didn't you, rascal? Oh, it wasn't the cat? Oh. Oh, shit. Damn. But you did say something about that rascally cat. Yeah, that was the cutest little bunny rabbit. If you ever want to know how one of the female friends in your life is pregnant, she cuts her hair really short and her nose will get wider and she'll start looking pregnant in her face before she looks pregnant in her belly. Promise. Or if the woman is emotionally abused, she'll change her hair. Ah, yeah, no. That the mom shit is hard to deal with, man. That I can't even comment on that. Feather, I have no advice on the mom shit because I myself am a not so good mom. And my kids have a hard time with me too, and I don't know how to explain the mom shit. I'm on the other side of this coin.
Does this video clip represent a true and accurate copy of one of the original clips that was produced in 2016?
Yeah, Ricky, you can't compare other people's family to your mom. She's a saint. She's Santa Noli. Like, I'm the saint of awesome. It's totally different. Your mom is the saint of saints. The saintly saint. That's your mom. I think I might be having a seizure. I don't know. I guess not. Anyway, I don't know. She did saintly. Her sainthood outdoes other saints' sainthood, except for mine because I'm a saint of awesome and nobody's more awesome than me. Your mom is like directly under me because I wouldn't be the saint of awesome if she out sainted the awesomeness. But the mom thing, I think on the one side, like your mom might be trying to express something to you, but both of you are too enraptured in your own feelings to listen to the other. And I'm guessing at this point, it's your mom is too emotionally enraptured in something to listen to you. So it's going to be one of those things you're going to have to wait for her to get on a different wavelength and then try to communicate with her. But until then, you got to cut off all communication. Because think of it, Dustin used to tell me when I get pissed off at my friends, he'd be like, well, if you got an infection in your arm, do you cut it off and die? Or do you leave it on and die? Or do you cut it off and live? If your arm is infected, no, you got to cut it off. Arms don't grow back, but people change. the situation of your arm is going to change. You'll get better and you'll learn something new. And your arm will learn to do something new, even though it doesn't have a hand. You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't know how he explained that to me, so it made sense. But if you got an infection, you got to cut that shit off. Yeah, well, you know what? Tell her if you. This is going to sound terrible, but I've had to say it. If you really thought that, then you would think about how you act. You have to be brutal with her and then let her go. Like if you want something to happen, you have to make it happen. And sometimes that means doing the most outlandish shit, but it works out in the end, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, everybody ends up getting what they need to get out of the situation. But you have to start it. If you want it to happen, you have to do it. And you have to be absolutely brutal and stick to your guns. People only understand brutality anymore. The world has gotten so soft that everybody thinks that their feelings and shit are real life. And it's like, yeah, your feelings are real life, but it's not reality, you asshole. This is what's happening. You are treating me like shit, and I am letting you go. And then they'll sit there and think to themselves, oh, she thinks I'm treating her like shit, and blah, blah, blah. And then later on down the road, she goes, oh man, maybe I was a bitch. And then she reaches out to you. You got to stick to your guns. If you really don't like it, say something and then stick to your guns. It's just like women that are being abused. If you don't like it, you have to leave and stick to your guns. It's just like rehab. You want to quit drugs? Stick to your guns. You want to quit anything? Stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. The second you fold is the second everybody knows that you are weak. If you believe in it, stand up for it. If you believe in it, make it happen. You are the only one that can do that for yourself. And I'm off my fucking soapbox because I'm not called a sage for no reason. And I mean, people know, you guys should know, I'm really fucking brutal. And I'm not being mean to you. I'm just saying, you know, because people need to be told that way, man. It's like you tell them in a way they understand. And that just happens to be fucking pure, brutal honesty. That's the only way to get through life. The only way to get out of it is to go through it. And the only way to go through it is with a knife. And what is the sharpest weapon that you have? Your tongue. Stick to what you say. Mean what you say. Say what you mean. And if people don't like it, they'll change or they won't change. That has no bearing on you at all. Absolutely none. Feather, go back and listen to everything I just said. It's the only way. It's the only way. You gotta stand up for yourself. I'm not going to ask you how old you are, but I'm assuming you're my age, which means you're a grown ass fucking woman, which means if your toes are getting stepped on, do something about it. Even if it is your own mother, tell her, you're treating me like shit and I don't like it. And you hang up on her, you block her, you stick to your guns. She'll come looking for you when she realizes she might be actually wrong. And she's going to have to do some soul searching in the meantime. When she gets lonely enough, she'll realize. But you have to stick to your guns. If you give in, she'll use that forever against you. And she'll always treat you bad because you let her. I'm off my soapbox. Yes, and doing the right thing is always the hardest. That's what Jesus said. The straight and narrow, few take the way. Because it is hard. It's easy to do the wrong thing. If it seems like it is going to be hard, it's the right thing to do. Jesus said, on the stone you will be brought. I will break you on the stone. I will ground you to powder. And I will find you when you have nothing left. You are the only thing, obviously, that she has left. She's going to fall on that stone and she is going to get broken. And then she's going to find where she fucked up. You have to let that happen. You have to let it happen. Which means you have to stand up for yourself. Now, the sage is done being sagely. Because I sound like I'm being mean, but it's like, it's the only way. The only way out is through, and the only way through is with a sword. What is the strongest weapon you have? Your mouth, your tongue. And use it. Say, I'm done. Enough. Stick to your guns. Mean what you say and say what you mean. Jesus said that. And Jesus did say that. He was not a nice guy. Jesus was not nice. Jesus told people exactly what they needed to hear, when they needed to hear it. And he showed them what they needed to see when he wanted to show them, when they needed to see it. You know, he wasn't nice to nobody. Fuck no. He was kind. He gave people what they needed. He didn't give them what they wanted. As a matter of fact, he took away everything they wanted. And he gave them what they needed. Sometimes you have to do that to people in your own life. And as a matter of fact, that was his whole lesson. Do this to people in your life, people around you. Tell them when they're fucking up. Tell them.
Yes, it appears to be so.
And do you know which camera this is showing footage from?
Oh, that's a good one too, plot twist. Oh, that's a good one too. Ooh, 76. Oh, yeah, okay. Then don't listen to anything I said. I thought you were my age, like your mom's like 55. Yeah, if your mom's 76, don't do that. Don't listen to me. I thought you were my age. And that doesn't mean that you're immature. It just means I thought you were my age. Maybe I'm just an older spirit. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just an older spirit.
This would also be the penthouse elevator.
And what is the date of this video clip?
May 25th, 2016.
Do you recognize the woman in the black shirt just outside the elevator?
Yes, Amber Heard.
So is this one of the video clips that represents a true and accurate copy of the original clips that was produced in 2016?
Yes, it appears to be so.
And what is the date of this video clip?
May 25th, 2016.
And what camera angle, or excuse me, what camera is this showing footage from?
This
No, she's not difficult to explain. I thought she was younger. You're 42. Oh, so your mom had you when she was older. Because I'm about to be 40. And my mom is 56. No, she's just turning 60. Yeah, don't take my advice either. Yeah. My advice is for younger moms. Feather, this might be one of those times where you just might have to take the high road and just be like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, mom, you're totally right. Yes, absolutely. You just might, if you want the relationship with your mother, you might have to take the high road. Well, I mean, we can move on. And we appreciate and love you, and we want everything best for you. But this might be one of those situations. If you want the relationship, you might have to take the high road, lady. Love you.
is the mezzanine camera between the building and the parking garage.
Is that camera 4?
According to the stamp, yes.
Thank you. If you could please mark that as Exhibit 14. Turning to Patterson Exhibit 15, fake stamped at depth 3569.
I got a question. For you guys. Do any of you think if you got into some kind of legal trouble where you had to plead something was medically wrong with you, do you think your doctor would testify and try to make your symptoms be exaggerated? Do you think your doctor would testify in your favor? Like your neurologist or your regular doctor, whatever doctor you have, do you think they would testify on your behalf, good or bad?
Does this video clip represent a true and accurate copy of one of the original clips that was produced in 2016?
Yes, it appears to be so.
And what is the date of this video?
May 25th, 2016.
And which camera is this showing footage from?
This is camera 7, lobby camera.
And does this video clip represent a true and accurate copy of one of the original clips that was produced in 2016?
Yes, it appears to be so.
And what is the date of this video?
May 24th, 2016.
And what camera is this showing footage from?
This is camera number 6, which is the kiosk camera outside on Broadway.
Thank you. And can we please mark this security clip as Patterson Exhibit 16? Next, can I please have Patterson Exhibit 17, dep 3594? Does this video clip represent a true and accurate copy of one of the original clips?
You think so?
Yes, it appears to be so.
And what camera is this showing footage from?
This is camera number 8, Broadway, outside of the front of the building.
What is the date of this video?
May 24th, 2016.
Thank you. If we could please mark this security clip as Patterson Exhibit 17. Almost done. Turning to video clip that has been bait stamped depp 3609, Patterson Exhibit 18.
I have 3 brain doctors. I have a neurologist, a psychologist, and a psychiatrist. And I think that they would exaggerate my symptoms at court. I bet they would. Or at least my neurologist for sure would. And maybe my psychologist because she loves me. My psychiatrist might also. I'm really good with the lady doctors. They love me. Absolutely. I think they would. What about the rest of you? The 6 of you watching? Do you think your doctors would testify in your favor? Oh, and my dad told me do not ask my doctors that question because if I go and commit a crime, they will not testify in my favor.
Does this video clip represent a true and accurate copy of one of the original clips that was produced in 2016?
Yes, it appears to be so.
Do you know which camera this is showing footage from?
This is camera 4, which is the service hallway.
And what date is depicted in the security clip?
May 22nd, 2016.
Thank you. Can we please mark this video clip as Patterson Exhibit 18? Next, Patterson Exhibit 19, depp 3611.
Wow, are none of you
Does
guys
this video clip
like
represent a true and accurate
friends
copy of one
with
of the
your
original clips that were
doctor?
produced in 2016?
Yes, it appears to be so.
And what camera is this showing footage from?
This is camera 13, mezzanine level.
And what is the date on this video clip?
May 22nd, 2016.
Thank you. Can we please mark the security clip as Patterson Exhibit 19? Turning to Patterson Exhibit 20, which for the record is date stamped depp 3612. Is this one of the video clips that represents a true and correct copy of one of the original clips that was
No,
released in
what do you
2016?
mean you're no help? What? You're helping. You are a ginormous help. What are you not helping? You can help things. Does your doctor love you? Would they testify for you, your doctor?
Yes, it appears to be so.
And what camera is this showing footage from?
This is the garage, camera number 2,
And what is the date of this video clip?
May 22nd, 2016.
Thank you. Can we please mark the security clip as Patterson Exhibit 20? And do you know what camera this is showing footage from?
Where were
This
you?
is parking garage, camera number 14,
Where were you biohazarding?
May 22nd, 2016.
Thank you. Can we please mark the security clip as Patterson
Okay.
Exhibit 21? Mr. Patterson, I believe you previously testified, or counsel informed you that there were 87 video clips that were produced in response to a subpoena in 2016. Do you recall that testimony?
Yes.
And all 87 video clips, to the best of your recollection as the person most knowledgeable for action property management, were those 87 video clips recorded and kept or preserved in the regular course of business for Eastern Columbia Building?
Yes.
Huh.
And were those clips collected, preserved, and produced near the time of the actual events recorded?
I'm sure they
yes,
like
it would have been
you.
within that 20 to 30 day timeline.
Right.
Plot twist.
And it was a regular practice of the Eastern Columbia
Where'd you
building to
go?
record security footage similar to what is reflected in these clips that you've been shown today, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So, Mr. Patterson, I believe you testified earlier that you commented on revisions to Mr. Waldman's draft declaration. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
And I would like you to read, please, the comment, the third comment down, which says, "Was this footage found? I'm not certain of the date or time. I also do not recall who she was with, but it was two females. I do not recall who threw the pretend punch. I also do not recall if she had any signs of injury during this time. However, I do recall one of the females pretending to punch Amber in the face." Now, did you write this comment? Do you remember it?
I do recall vaguely.
And this footage never was found. Is that correct? Your knowledge?
The footage was never requested.
By whom?
You don't think
Any of the
they would
attorneys.
exaggerate?
So the footage.
Man. Maybe I just think too excited about my doctors because they're pretty. And I tell them they're pretty. Like, I try to make my doctors feel really beautiful and I try to make them laugh. You know, I try not to make life hard on them. So I try to behave. See, I don't think my doctors are my friend. No, I think my doctors are my friends, but I don't think that they think they're my friends. You know what I mean? So maybe I just think too awesome about my doctors. I don't know. Maybe I'm not exactly right. Oh, and everybody watching, don't forget to like and subscribe and chat in the chat because there's tons of people in here. Tons of family members in here looking to give you hugs and loves and welcome you into the family picnic. So come and chat.
Is it your testimony that this exists, this footage exists or not?
It would no longer exist.
And it would no longer exist, and it was never produced as one of the 87 clips? Is that right?
That is correct.
And I believe you testified earlier that attorneys for both sides selected times and looked through video and made selections of what to preserve. Was that your testimony?
Yes, that's correct.
But nobody selected that footage? To your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge, no.
And it was never produced?
Not to my knowledge, no.
And is it correct that you do not recall at that time whether Amber had any signs of injury?
At this moment, no, I do not recall.
I'm not a fan of doctors either. I only see my neurologist, my psychologist, and my psychiatrist because my brain is very, very injured and I have to. But I don't see any other doctors.
And according to that comment, you did not recall at that time. Is that your understanding?
I don't recall.
And you don't know the date or the time?
Well, okay. Maybe not exaggerate for you guys, but I got a lot of brain injuries that have a lot of problems. So I'm guessing that they would pick the worst ones and then be like, well, because she's got a lot of injuries here, this is probably what happened. It would be like the worst thing ever. I'd be like, oh yeah, I definitely have that. I'd be yelling it from the gallery and shit.
Of that footage?
I don't recall, and obviously I could read this, but I don't recall offhand.
And you didn't recall at the time either. Is that right?
That's correct.
All right, that completes testimony, correct? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your extra time tonight. I just wanted to get through that witness tonight so we can start with a new witness tomorrow, okay? So have a good evening. Again, don't do any outside research. Don't talk to anybody about the case. Probably stay off social media. I'd appreciate it, okay? And we'll see.
Shit. Okay. Okay, so this should be a live witness.
Okay, are we ready for the jury?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Your next witness?
Good morning, Your Honor. Our first witness is Kate James, 5 minutes.
Okay, bye.
No, the more you guys keep talking about professionalism, my doctors are super professional. It's like, I would just like to think my doctors would go out on a limb for me, but that again, that's my delusions of grandeur, my sage-like tendencies.
Video. I'm doing that 2 seconds earlier. Can you get the screen up? I'd like to get the screen up before. Ladies and gentlemen, we usually try to get the screen up before you because of that, the sound, but we'll get it up for you. There's two.
Oh, sorry, I breathe so heavy. Just trying to move this shit.
I don't know.
Full name. Good morning, Ms. James. Can you please say your full name?
Dustin's mom woke up blind in her left eye, and she's still blind in her left eye. That shit's always fucked up. And I don't even know what it'd be like to sleep for 19 hours.
My name is Catherine Olwyn James.
What's your current address? Have you ever spoken with Ms. Vasquez before today?
Yes,
When?
I don't recall.
What was the substance of that conversation?
I don't recall.
Was it in the past month?
No.
Was it in the past year?
Yes.
Did you talk about this case?
No.
What did you talk about?
I don't recall.
If you don't recall, how can you recall that you
Yeah.
didn't discuss this case? Have you discussed this case or the UK litigation with Mr. Waldman?
Yes, I discussed the UK case with Mr. Waldman.
What did you discuss about the UK case with Mr. Waldman?
Your Honor, can we stop this, please?
Okay.
I don't recall.
You can pause, please.
No details whatsoever that you recall?
No.
Did Ms.
You could. There you go. All right, you want to approach? Or,
Sure.
I'm not sure.
Here we go. Sidebar number 15. No, I think this is only like the 5th or 6th sidebar. This court case was fun. Sidebars.
Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to the video deposition, there are some extra statements that this witness made that aren't part of the video, but is part of her testimony. So Mr. Rottenborn is just going to read those into the record and for you as well. Okay?
Question. Have you spoken with Adam Waldman before? Answer, yes. Question. When was the last time you spoke with him? Answer, I don't recall. Question. How many times have you spoken with him? Answer, I would say somewhere around 10.
Why? You don't need to. Why? Why? Don't do that.
Times total. Question. Have you spoken with him in 2022? Answer, yes. Question. What was the substance of that conversation? Answer, friendly banter. Question. About what? Answer, nothing to do with the case at all. Question.
No, what do they call a doctor? Oh, yeah, no, they call him doctor. That's right.
What was about? Answer, we have gotten to know each other. And, I was on vacation, said Happy New Year, that's it. Question, did you call him or did he call you? Answer, I didn't call him. Question, did you text him? Answer, I sent a message saying Happy New Year to a lot of my friends. Question.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, those are very descriptive words, but try not to be gross.
Over text? Answer, yes.
The raccoons are fighting.
Continue.
Assist you in preparing your written statements for the UK litigation.
No.
Did you exchange drafts of those statements with Mr. Waldman?
No.
Who did you send those drafts to?
Shillings.
Is every word in those witness statements words that you drafted?
Yes.
Did anyone provide edits to those witness statements for your consideration?
I'm very good at my own editing, I can assure you.
That didn't answer my question. Did anyone else provide edits to those witness statements for
No.
your? Now, you've spoken with Mr. Depp since he and Amber got divorced, correct?
Correct.
When was the last time you spoke with him? You can answer.
I don't recall.
Was it within the past year?
No.
In any day prior to today, have you exchanged text messages with Mr. Depp?
Yes.
When was the last time, approximately, that you exchanged text messages with Mr. Depp?
I would say 2016. Oh, yeah, I think 2016, but it's a long time ago.
When was the last time you spoke with Amber Heard?
I don't recall.
Was it shortly after your employment with her ended in 2015?
No.
Was it after that?
No.
Have you spoken with her to the best of your recollection or communicated with her in any way in the past, say, 5 years?
No.
When were you,
Good night, Plot Twist.
When were you hired by Ms. Heard?
In 2012.
How did you meet her?
Her sister put an ad through, a recruitment system I use in my field.
Take me through the chronology of.
These
well, let me ask you
raccoons.
this. When did you? Would you describe your work for
These
Ms. Heard as personal
raccoons are
assistant?
still
Is that what you
fighting
call your
over
job title?
dogs.
When did you first start working as a personal assistant?
In 1999.
Hold on.
For how many people have you served as a personal assistant?
Maybe 6.
Since you left Ms. Heard's employment in 2015, for how many people have you served as a personal assistant?
1. That's the same person I work for to this day. I've been with him for 6.5 years.
Ms. James, have you had any other jobs other than this personal assistant job since you left Ms. Heard's employment?
No.
Now, your work for Ms. Heard was it part-time or full-time?
It started as part-time and became full-time.
When did you change from part-time to full-time?
I don't recall.
What were your job duties?
Too many to mention.
Give me your best summary of what your job duties were, please.
Is this relevant? Okay, so let's see. I mean, if you are ready for a really, really long time of me explaining all of the details, that's fine. It's everything you could possibly do to run someone's life, okay? So it is grocery shopping. It is taking care of admin. It is running errands. It is getting the car fixed. It is getting the dog groomed. It is picking up flowers. It is dealing with the decorator. It is dealing with the housekeeper. It is going on and on and on and on, and it goes on every single day. Arranging travel, dealing with all of the surplus staff around the travel, booking all the greeters, dealing with the changing of travel, okay? Liaising with people that she's working with on films, updating her calendar accordingly, liaising with the people on set every single day to update her calendar to ensure that she knows what scene she's doing each day, what her call time is. Every day it's something different. But it's a myriad of things that go across the board daily.
You were paid for that work, correct?
Very poorly.
What were you paid? Was it $1,500 a week to start?
Kidding?
Is that what-
No, I wish. My God. No, it was not. She paid $25 an hour to start off with, and she finally agreed after screaming abuse at me that she would pay me $50,000 a year once I went to full time. And this was after me working for well over 10 years as a personal assistant. So it was very insulting to me, but I did it anyway because I had grandfathered in the ability to pick up my son from school and bring him to work with me at 3 o'clock.
And you could have left Ms. Heard's employment at any time, correct?
Yes.
She's bitter as fuck. Bitter as fuck. Bitter.
You were based in Los Angeles when you were providing personal assistant services, right?
I have always lived in Los Angeles since 1999.
So you didn't travel with Ms. Heard when she was out of town, correct?
That was another part of our agreement that I wouldn't travel with her because of my child.
And she was out of town quite a bit, right?
Not really.
Not really? How many weeks a year would you estimate Ms. Heard was out of town while you worked for her?
Well, you're talking almost 10 years ago, so I can't tell you quite honestly.
But when she was out of town, you wouldn't see, you never traveled with her, right?
No.
How much did you see Mr. Depp over the course of your employment with Ms. Heard?
Regularly?
How many times? Well, obviously you didn't see him when he was out of town, right?
No.
When he was in town, would you see him daily, weekly, monthly? What would you estimate?
There is no rhyme or reason to answer that question.
Now, you never witnessed any violence between Ms. Heard or Mr. Depp, right?
No.
And Ms. Heard never told you that she had been violent to Mr. Depp, correct?
No.
You had knowledge that Ms. Heard and Mr. Depp had arguments, correct?
No.
Ms. Heard never told you that she and Mr. Depp had arguments?
Occasionally she'd send a text message complaining about her mental state, but it's never clear exactly what was going on.
Okay, so you never...
I remember she would text me complaining about her mental state, and that was about it. I don't
No.
have any of the text messages, so it's hard to remember.
The thing with Amber Heard is she's not really like this. She's listening to her friends who are telling her that she can take all this rich man's money, is what she's saying. Because Johnny Depp loved her. He brought all her people to her. So she could not say she was being isolated. He did that shit on purpose. But they teamed up on him. And he thought that he would be covered because of all those people around him. But all the people around her are fucking snakes. Literal red snakes with cockroach legs. And they almost got him. They almost got him. But it's a good thing that Johnny Depp is... No, she might be totally like this, but she's not good at it. Because she's not doing it of her own volition. She's listening to other people. This is not in her to be like this because I think she really liked Johnny. But her friends got her. That's why she said, the lawyers are making me do this because everybody around her is a fucking snake. She's a snake, but she would have never been brave enough to do this to him.
Do you recall hearing anything about an alleged incident between Amber and Johnny on a flight from Boston to LA around this time frame?
Like I said, I remember that day very well.
And to follow up on that, I'm not asking just about what Amber may have told you. I'm just trying to drill down generally to what you may have heard, whether from Amber or Johnny or anyone, about that. Does that make sense? So can you tell us, what do you remember hearing about that flight? Or
I don't have control of my bank card. I don't have control of my money at all. I don't have my bank card. I don't keep money on me because I don't like it at all. I try to give away as much money as I can because I hate it. That's why my husband took my bank card.
What happened or didn't happen on that flight from Boston to LA?
Don't know.
Sitting here today, you don't remember anything that you heard about that?
I don't know. I wasn't on the plane. I just know what happened afterwards. Okay, when she asked me.
She did beg Johnny, but Johnny liked her. She did try to make herself like him because she wanted it. But as soon as those snakes seen how much money she could get because she married him, they came up with the idea to put bruises on her face and make Johnny look like a bad guy so Amber could get that money and she could give it to them. I'm telling you, Amber did not do this by herself on her own volition. She was forced into this by her snaky friends, making her think it was a good idea. I'm just basing that off of what I know from last time. My opinion might change a little bit, but it seems like her friends are made her do this.
Meet her at the shuttle.
Because it doesn't seem like her heart was in it. Like, yeah, they fought a lot, but I think her friends are the ones who made her put the bruises on her face and go and get a lawyer and do the divorce thing.
Did you ask her if she was okay?
You know, I probably did because that's my role, to play a caregiver. That's all I can imagine.
So what do you remember about this day that you alluded to earlier?
Mostly I'm surprised that they went to the Chateau Marmont because Amber had an apartment of her own in West Hollywood that was like completely set up and available to her. So that.
I think that's why she can't cry, because she's not into it. She knows this shit's not true. So she can't cry. And she can't, because it's not real. It's not something she wanted to do.
Was my biggest confusion. Like, why did she go to the Chateau? And then she asked me to get her bathing suit. I remember that. So I had to go to her apartment to get her bathing suit, which again seems strange to me. And then what also seems strange is when I got there, she had a bunch of friends with her. And originally, I thought she was alone.
Did, when you refer to Amber's apartment, are you referring to the apartment on Orange Avenue?
Yes, yeah.
And isn't it true that Mr. Depp would spend time in that apartment with Amber time to time, correct?
Well, I don't really know what the question is in relation to that. He wasn't there at that time, if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, no, that's not my question. My question was just over the course of your employment, you have knowledge of Mr.
Okay,
Depp.
I didn't see it.
There and at his residences.
I didn't see that point.
Were you concerned
I
about
didn't see that. You're absolutely right.
Because it had become a pattern with her.
Yes,
so
I didn't even see it that way, but you're right.
4 or 5 girlfriends and basically having fun. Down by the pool. That's what
Yeah, I don't think that's what I'm saying. I don't think she wanted to do this. I'm telling you, as something tells me her friends, because remember, they're the ones that brought the bruised kids. They're the ones that threw the wine and shit. They're the ones who set Johnny up every single time that Amber says he hit her. They set him up. They made her do that. The other shit she did on her own for sure, because Johnny was getting payback. But I still think this idea was all of her friends. She didn't want to do this.
My son, actually, I think it was a Sunday that day, I remember. We had to wait all day, and they just hung around drinking by the pool. And then finally I went home, and finally she went back to her apartment. And then she wanted me to go back and pack her bag for her at about 10 o'clock at night on Sunday. And I said I couldn't go. By that point, I'd already spent the whole day sitting there. So I said I couldn't go and pack her bag because I'd already put my son to bed, and she was very angry about that. I remember that.
Okay, so when you asked her if she was okay, you didn't actually care if she was okay. You said you were just placating her, right?
It was a standard procedure at this point. She was a very dramatic person.
So you didn't actually think that there was anything that Amber was actually upset, correct?
As I said, it just didn't make sense that she went to the chateau instead of going home. That was the first red flag for me that day. You know. So
you came to the conclusion that day that she actually wasn't upset. Is that what you're saying?
It's too much. I mean, I already answered once.
What I'm asking is, did you come to the conclusion that there was nothing wrong with Miss Heard that day and that she wasn't actually upset?
I don't know how to answer. I mean, it's such a strange question. Like I said, you already asked me and I already answered.
Man.
I'm asking you to answer it again. I don't think I asked the exact same question, but do your best, please.
Could you ask me the question in a different way or a clearer way? That is exactly the last question you asked me.
Did you reach the conclusion that day?
Yeah, absolutely. I would sit around and smoke joints and cigarettes with Johnny Depp all day, for sure. Because I wouldn't be able to do anything but smoke weed and stare at him.
Miss Heard hadn't experienced anything traumatic.
Over the course of the day, I observed Miss Heard enjoying the company of her friends for several hours. That's all I have to say on that matter.
And would it be odd for someone who's experienced trauma to want to be around friends? Do you?
Yeah, I don't know.
So in any event, you said you sat around at the Chateau Marmont, is that right?
Yes, well, she was deciding what to do.
Now, you were being paid for that time, correct?
Not overtime, it was a Sunday. I was not being paid, no.
Did you avail yourself of anything at the hotel? Like, did you order any food?
No.
Did you
I might have ordered some food for my son, actually, to be honest, now I think about it, because he was only little at the time. I think he was, 5 or something, so I might have ordered food for my son. I'm not a big eater. Food is not a big priority.
Did you put that on Miss Heard's tab that day?
Everything was on Deb's tab that day, so no.
On Johnny's tab?
Yes.
Let's bring up the document entitled, or that ends in 6151, please.
Sorry, is it 3 on the screen?
When she wrote, "I love you," and you wrote, "Love you too, hon, won't be long, X," was that just placating Miss Heard?
Standard friendly text exchange in my role of work.
Were you trying to be supportive at all? Or
Johnny looks Native American. Look at those fucking cheekbones. Look at his skin tone. He is some kind of Appalachian Indian for sure. He's from Kentucky. And his family probably came from West Virginia.
A bit of both, I guess.
Did you have any concern whatsoever about?
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't sleep with him. God, no. I would definitely be like, let me see your pecker, though. For sure. But I wouldn't sleep with him. I would want to smoke weed with him.
Miss Heard's well-being that day?
And then I'd be like, call Marilyn Manson. Then it'd be Detroit, Ohio, and Kentucky in the same room.
No.
When was the first time that you remember Miss Heard telling you that all wasn't right?
How old is he? He's got to be the same age as my mom, like 60, 61.
Relationship between her and Mr. Depp.
I don't recall exactly when it started, but it was usually her complaining and crying due to, I would say, insecurities within the relationship more than anything else. She would be very, very insecure a lot of the time, and she would call me up crying. I remember one time she called me when she was alone in New York City, and she was crying, walking around the street, crying, and he wasn't there. She was alone, but I said to her that she needed to go inside because I was worried that the paparazzi might take a photo of her, and she was in a very dysregulated state. And so just out of kindness, I said to her it was better if she went inside rather than walking around crying in public. I remember that, but I don't remember exactly when that was. It might have been 2012 or 2013.
He's the same age as my mom.
As the job went on, we called each other less and less and did mostly text messaging. It was all text messaging we did.
Did you ever believe that Mr. mistreated her?
No.
So, and why not?
Oh my God, he's older than my parents.
Both then eventually at his place in West
He
Virginia,
doesn't look
ultimately
that
at
old. He's
the
got
office
great
downtown.
skin.
It was a daily basis experience, morning, noon, night, all days of the week. So, I mean, I never once saw any evidence of anything.
Did Miss Heard ever tell you that Johnny had hit her?
No.
Did she ever tell you that Johnny had pulled her hair or pushed her?
No.
Let me ask it a little bit differently. You never believed Miss Heard that Mr. Depp had mistreated her. Is that correct?
At the time or after? I never believed it. In what context are you talking about? During my employ or afterward?
During your...
No, never. And there was never any damage to the apartment that I witnessed. There was never any aftermath of anything ever that I ever saw.
Now, you, of course, have no personal knowledge one way or the other whether Johnny was abusive to her, correct?
Well,
See, I wouldn't be able to hang out with Keanu Reeves. I wouldn't. He seems like he would be so awkward and weird around a girl. Because of, that whole I'm not touching anything. So it'd be like, I'm not smoking a joint with you. So like, yeah, go away, dick face. I don't give a shit. I just want to smoke weed. Yeah, he's some kind of Appalachian Native American or something. Like we are. I don't know. But those cheekbones are amazing. Just want to say that.
well, I don't know if that's necessarily true, because if it was true, I would have seen the damage, even if I wasn't physically present in the moment of these alleged arguments.
And what's your basis for that statement?
Yeah.
Well, if someone's being beaten, there's
He's like a pretentious cockfuck. No, I can't even say that because people would claim he touched them inappropriately. So, I mean, I guess he's kind of right, but maybe I say that because I'm not that type of girl. So it's like, don't act like that around me, douche flute. Maybe something like that.
generally physical evidence.
So your testimony is that if there
Christian
was no physical
Slater is
evidence that you
weird
observed
looking. He looks like a douche flute too. Yeah, no, I'd never be able to hang out with them. Or Christian Bale, because he'd talk like this, I am Batman. And that would get so aggravating.
could happen, the domestic violence by Johnny toward Amber. Is that your testimony?
No.
Well, I'm trying to understand what your testimony is. Maybe you could clarify for me, Ms. James. Is your testimony that...
You know what? He does have the same head shape. Yeah, douche flute. I could have said douchebag, but people know what that is. They don't. A douche flute, that's a vape, but I don't know. It just sounded cool.
You never saw firsthand evidence of Johnny being violent to Amber, that it couldn't have happened.
That's not what I said. You're trying to put words into my mouth. I don't appreciate that.
Can you pull up the document that is...
I love her.
Well, let's see what it ends with here.
He does kind of look like an elf.
It's the Depp 11432, please.
Showing Exhibit 4 on screen.
Could you pause for a moment?
Michael.
Okay.
This is the document that was the corresponding trial exhibit. If you could just bear with us for 1 minute, and then we'd like to move for admission of it.
All right. What's the number on it?
That's what we're trying to figure
Okay.
out. Sorry for that.
Never fucking prepared.
He has a copy of 844 for me. You want to approach 4? All right. And that's
Your Honor, it's trial exhibit 844.
all right. And that's defendant 844?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 844. Any objection to 844?
Yeah. It would smell like summer rain. Or summer
All right, you want to approach then?
spring flowers.
Somebody has a copy of 844 for me?
Hawaiian.
You can
Oh, we'll get it.
Your
We'll get
douche
it.
fluid would
That's right.
smell like tanning lotion. Oh, yeah, ocean breeze. That is the worst smell ever. Like of perfume and shit. Oh my god. Baby powder.
You just wait 1 minute before you start.
Let your punani smell like baby powder.
Yes, thanks. Do you see your name, Kate, in that the column labeled participants?
Yeah.
Is this a text message that you received from Mr. Depp
Oh,
on around August 13th, 2016?
oh god.
And it appears that
Oh,
he's responding
wait, I
to
can
something that you had sent
smell
him,
it.
correct?
I don't know.
Look,
You see where he says, thank you,
Heather,
sweetheart?
I can smell that shit.
Yes.
He's directing that to you, right?
It looks like there's someone else CC'd on this text, so it could be to that person. I honestly don't know.
Ah,
That's a question.
you just
Just
ruined
pause
my
it.
whole
All
life
pause
right now.
Thank you. You already did. That was good. Thank you.
It's working.
Can you switch
Your Honor, I'd like to.
We'll switch to-
our
okay, that's
Thank you.
Not yet, but not yet. No. Make sure it's set right.
Stipulation that we'll prepare a redacted version to be entered into evidence that has other personal identifiers redacted. We'd ask for permission to admit this into evidence and publish to the jury.
All right. The objections are noted, and we'll redact a copy. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yes.
Are we ready to continue?
Ready to. He says, we'll hit you when I get back. I'll come over for a spot of purple and we'll fix her flabby ass nice and good.
Yeah.
Come over for a spot of purple means come over for a drink of wine, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what you understood it to mean, correct?
I don't know.
Lucian, can you pull up the document labeled UK trial day 7 James testimony, please? And Ms. James, you remember giving testimony at the trial in the UK, right?
Well, there'd be something wrong with me if I didn't.
And in
I need
that,
order
when
court.
you gave that testimony,
Thank you.
you gave it under oath, correct?
Yes.
Lucian, can you please go to page 39 of the PDF? And can you please blow up the page that is labeled
You
1229?
know what's really weird? Feather and
On line
chat.
7,
The weirdest shit that we talk about, we are meant to be. We are meant to be. And lead attorney said one time, if you go live, your community will come. And I am one of the most out of control people. And my family down here where I'm at, I am the most out of control. And then I go live and then I find you guys, or you guys find me. That's what it is. You guys found me. And it's mind-boggling to me. Our chat is like my brain. Like my whole brain had this whole conversation.
James, am I reading this right? You asked the question, and he is inviting you over.
Ooh,
to talk.
sweet
What is
pea
that?
is good. What about that champagne something champagne? Yeah, that shit is really good too. But sweet pea is really good.
Yes, your answer. Question, what did you understand? You answered red wine, I imagine. Do you see that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Remember giving that testimony?
Yeah.
I
So is it your
actually,
understanding that Mr. Depp was inviting you
I
over
thank
for
Muddy
wine,
for all of
something
you
after you
guys
referenced her?
because I wouldn't know any of you if it wasn't for Muddy.
Did you meet up with Mr. Depp for red wine around the time period of this text on August 13th, 2016?
I did meet up with him, but we did not drink red wine. No.
Was anyone else present for that meeting?
No.
When he said, come over for a spot of purple and we'll fix her flabby ass,
It's
you understood
really
him to be referring
good.
to Miss Hurt when he said, we'll fix her flabby ass, correct?
We're
What he was referring to.
I'm not asking
The
for you to speculate what he was
same.
referring to.
It's
I'm asking
like
your understanding
we're all the
was that he was
same.
talking to Miss Hurt, correct? You can
Yeah.
answer.
There isn't an answer. I mean, this is the way he writes. It's very random and you don't sort of question it. Okay? It's just the way he writes.
We're all lost trying to find a
Okay,
place.
Lucian, if you can just pull up the
It's like
testimony that we just looked at.
it's like what Pink Floyd said. We're just two fish bowls swimming in a fish bowl year after year, running over the same old ground till we found the same old fear. I wish you were here. And bam, you're here. and we're all here. And we need each other. We're universal family members. Yes. Yeah, our family is a producer of out of the box insane people.
Ms. James,
But it's like Feather said, like, it's good to know where we come from, you know? But sometimes we can break away from, because our family is like an extension of who we are, but it's not exactly who we are, because Michael, you and I, we're like no one in our family. We are like no one.
is it true that on line 12 of page 1221, you were asked the question, red wine, and not only to come over for a spot of purple, but to fix her flabby ass? That was about Miss Heard, was it not? And on line 14, you answered yes, yes. You see that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you did understand this to be referring to Miss Heard, correct?
No.
I'm sorry, you said no?
Just trying to be agreeable in the court, having no clue what on earth is going on. So there you go.
Was that answer in the court truthful or just
I love this lady. My life.
So it wasn't truthful?
My life loved this lady.
What did you and Mr. Depp talk about at that meeting that you recall?
My boobs.
Just tell me generally everything you recall.
My punani and how much it costs.
Do you recall anything?
No.
Am I better than Amber?
Residence in West Hollywood.
Is that his resident? What? Sorry.
West Hollywood.
What time of day?
About 3 p.m.
So you recall the time of day, but you don't recall anything you discussed?
No, I'm just saying, I know it was in the afternoon because it was after I picked my son up from school.
He's attracted to her.
With the security guards watching him while I went and had a brief conversation.
He's attracted to her. That's funny.
That's the only reason I remember the time.
Did you talk about Miss Heard?
Yes.
What did you discuss about Miss Heard?
Like I said, I don't recall the details.
Well, I'm just a little confused because you just testified you didn't remember.
The only thing we have in common with any of the family is we are extremely fucking weird and we don't do anything like anybody else. Not even each other.
Okay, but now you remember that you did talk about Miss Heard. So
But what about you guys? Do your family have traits that, like, what are your family traits?
what I'm trying to get is everything you remember about the conversation.
Well, you've got to understand, Mr. Rottenborn, the mutual connection between Mr. Depp and myself is, in fact, Miss Heard. So inevitably, that is
okay, Feather.
That's all I remember. Okay.
Do you remember anything else about that conversation with Mr. Depp?
No.
Have you seen Mr. Depp since that conversation?
No.
Now, what's your, just describe generally your educational background, please.
I completed high school and then I went straight into becoming a veterinary nurse when I left school, which I did for approximately 3 to 4 years before I left Australia.
Do you have any sort of specialized training in veterinary medicine or nursing?
Only on the ground experience, like 4 years in a clinic.
So you don't have any experience with medical training for humans, right?
No.
And you don't have any training in healthcare, correct?
Could you be more specific?
You don't have any training in healthcare for people, correct?
I'm not a human nurse, if that's your question. I don't really understand your question.
Sorry, you don't have any training related to prescription drugs, do you?
No.
And
Yeah. What about you, Muddy or Jasmine? Do you have family traits in your family that definite that you definitely have or don't have?
You have no basis.
Excuse me, only pertaining to animals. Yes, I would like to add that.
Okay, and that was the training that you received on the job in Australia before you came to the U.S.?
Amongst others. Yeah.
You familiar with this heard taking? You are not. You never served as a nurse, right?
No.
And you have no medical knowledge to testify whether Ms. Heard used COVID or acted in the instructor.
No.
And you're not an expert in the interaction of prescription drugs and alcohol or other drugs, correct?
No.
In a good way or a bad way, Jasmine?
Did you, during the course of your employment, develop any personal knowledge of Mr. Depp's use of alcohol or drugs?
Not firsthand.
And what
Jasmine, did you delete your own message or did YouTube?
do you mean by firsthand?
Well, I worked with Amber. I didn't work with him.
Did you ever see Mr. Depp using illegal drugs?
Are you like any of your ancestors? Like, do you have other than your grandfather, like a different ancestor, like, or like a trait of your family? You know what I mean? Like, my family is either criminals, preachers, or hookers, and I've been all three. I'm a preacher now, but I was a criminal. I did all sorts of shit. It's a trait that runs in the family. You gotta walk through hell.
No.
Did you ever see Mr. Depp abuse alcohol?
No.
Did you ever speak with Dr. Kipper?
No.
Did you ever speak with Erin Borum?
Yes.
And Erin Borum was a nurse who worked for Dr. Kipper, right?
She was assigned to Amber.
I'm
That's how
sorry.
I spoke to her.
I'm sorry.
She was assigned to Amber. That's how I came to be speaking to her.
And she also provided medical services to Johnny, right?
I don't know.
What do you recall speaking to Erin Borum about?
Just random chit chat in the course of the day, nothing specific.
Do you
Be right
remember
back.
forming any concern in your own mind about any of Mr.
Right,
Depp's relationship with Amber?
Never.
Nothing you heard, nothing you witnessed, nothing you saw during your time with Mr. ever gave you an inkling of concern about Mr. Depp's behavior toward Amber?
Never.
Now, you left your employment, your employment with Amber ended in early 2015, correct?
Yeah, just after they came back from the wedding on the island.
Oh, okay.
Did Ms. Heard terminate your employment?
When Miss Heard came back from the island, she informed me that she now needed to support her mother because her mother could no longer work after a diagnosis, a medical diagnosis, and she told me she could no longer afford to pay me since she had to support her mother, and therefore she would have to terminate my employment to support her family.
And did you resent Ms. Heard for that, for terminating your employment?
I would have been nice to have been given some notice, so I had some time to look around. So I was a little upset for the lack of notice. But apart from that, no, I was not upset.
Ms. Heard gave you 6 weeks of severance pay, correct?
I don't recall.
Did you want to stay in the job for Ms. Heard?
Yeah.
Well, I did ask if I could have a few months heads up. So
Yeah. If it wasn't for the way you are, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So I appreciate you and your grandfather for making you that way.
a job that would suit the terms of my employment, but she did not allow that.
And that made you angry, correct?
No.
Did you ask to be put on Mr. Depp's payroll so that you could remain being paid by Ms. Heard or Mr. Depp?
Well, when she said she couldn't afford it, I said, now you're married, couldn't I go onto Depp's payroll? And she said, no, it was part of a legal agreement they had that she was not allowed to do that. I don't know whether that was true or not.
You ever asked Mr. Depp whether you could go on his payroll?
No.
Isn't it true that you asked to live in one of Mr. Depp's houses rent-free for a period of time after your employment?
Well, you see, I'm a homeowner, but I want to be clear. I didn't want to miss a mortgage payment due to unemployment. So my idea was perhaps I could find an alternate accommodation in order to rent out my house so I don't lose my entire property. I'm a homeowner. Keeping my home and my payments up to date is of paramount importance to me.
Isn't it true that you had already skipped about 1.5 years of mortgage payments on your home during the time you were employed by Ms. Heard?
No.
Let's pull up the document ending in ALH 5858, please.
Have Exhibit 11 on screen.
Yeah, I think you've read everything. So if you're ready for me to ask you questions, my first question is just, is this an email exchange between you and Amber relating to the termination of your employment?
Yeah, this is the email received when she terminated me.
And then the emails above it in this document are, some of which are duplicated, are an email exchange that you had with Amber after you received the termination email.
Yeah, when I woke up that morning, yeah.
Can you go to the first page, please? Isn't it true that Ms. Heard did pay you 6 extra weeks of pay after your termination?
She's stating that, but I don't recall if it actually happened or not.
You don't have personal knowledge one way or the other, or a recollection of whether she did?
No.
And isn't it true that you do tell her in this email that you didn't pay your mortgage for the first 1.5 years that you were working for her?
Yes, I had one of those balloon mortgages, so I had to go through a loan modification, and I recall now that that's why I was able to agree to work for her for such a small amount of money than what I normally made. It was sort of as a favor almost.
What was a favor?
To work for her for like half my usual paycheck, basically.
So you were doing Amber a favor?
Yes, because initially it was described as a part-time, 20-hour-a-week thing with flexibility and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I thought it's not really in my caliber, but my son was only 4 at the time, so it seemed like a good idea, especially because I wasn't paying my mortgage, so I could take the hit by getting less pay than I would normally make. And that way I could also have the time with my son that I wanted.
And I think the answer to this is no, but I just want to be clear. You're not blaming Amber for you're not paying your mortgage, right?
No, that was my choice. That was the only way I could get a loan modification. Was the way it worked back then. But you know the 2008 crash? That's how it worked back then. If you wanted to save property. Well,
and you started working for Amber in 2012, right?
Yes, it took a long time, the loan modification process.
And you're not blaming Amber for getting a credit card with 29% interest, are you?
She's a dominatrix.
You see in your email on that first page, about 2/3 of the way down, you say, I borrowed from my mom, my tenancy.
I tried to do that dominatrix shit one time. It turns out I don't like hitting people. You're a bad boy. Oh, I was so terrible at it. I quit it the first day. But those outfits were really nice, though.
Security deposit, and now I have used up a credit card I should use as it has 29% interest.
Oh, that's my choice.
Did you have tenants in your property at that time?
I have a duplex. I'm just trying. And that time, yes, I had tenants in one house and I was living in the other.
Did you use the tenant's security deposit for personal expenses?
I don't remember.
Do you see where you say I borrowed from my mom my tenant's security deposit? Do you recall using your tenant's security deposit or borrowing from that?
It's too long ago for me to recall if it actually happened.
Would there be a reason that you would have said that if it wasn't true?
No.
And isn't it true that you did ask to live rent-free in Johnny's houses after you were terminated, right?
Lots of people did.
And isn't it true that you did?
Yes.
And did that ever come to pass?
No.
Did it make you angry that didn't happen?
No.
It's fair to say at the time that your employment was terminated, you were in fairly significant financial trouble, correct?
Yes.
And you were angry with Amber for terminating you at this time when you were in financial trouble, correct?
No.
You see at the bottom of your email on page 2, you say, Max and I love you very much, as a sign off to your email.
Yes.
And Max is your son, right?
Yes.
That wasn't true.
No, my
You didn't like her, did you?
horoscope sign, my star sign said I would be good at being a dominatrix, but I think that shit about like the horoscope shit lies, because I know I'm kind of not like that, but I'm a Scorpio with a Libra rising, and I think a Pluto something or other. I don't fucking, something to do with Pluto. Anyway, I think that's what makes me not a very good Scorpio.
That you feel towards one another, it's pretty standard.
And at that point in time, you, well, since your termination, you've had nothing but animosity toward Miss Heard, correct?
No, I actually bumped into her at the P.O. box about 3 months after, and she was in her Range Rover, and I saw her sister, and she said, come say hi to Amber, and I went back there, and I was going to say hi, but she was on the phone, and she was saying, wait, but then I had to go. That's the only time I've ever seen her, but I wanted to go and say hi. I wasn't feeling like I wanted to avoid her or anything. You know, things Things happen and life goes on, you know.
I understand you're a personal assistant, Ms. James. What type of people do you work for?
High-profile celebrities?
Are they celebrities in the entertainment industry?
Yes.
You previously testified that in March 2012, you worked as a personal assistant for Ms. Heard, yes?
Yes.
In total, how long did you work for Ms. Heard as her personal assistant?
Almost 3 years.
And at the time you were hired in March of 2012, had you ever heard of Ms. Heard?
No.
You previously testified today that at some point while working for Ms. Heard, transitioned from working part-time to full-time. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
When did that transition happen?
Yes.
I don't recall specifically.
You think it happened within the first year of your employment?
Yeah, it's sped up.
Around 6 months into the
You
employment.
want me to unspeed it up?
So most definitely it happened in the first year of your employment. Is that correct?
Yes.
You previously testified that you stopped working for Ms. Heard as her personal assistant in February of 2015. Is that right?
Yes.
And you also testified that Ms. Heard let you go upon her return from the Bahamas in February of 2015. Yes?
Yes.
Did Ms. Heard ever give you any indication or warning that your employment might end upon her marriage to Mr. Depp?
No.
How did it make you feel when Ms. Heard terminated your employment without warning?
A bit of a shock, a bit of a feeling of being blindsided.
When you first began working for Ms. Heard, and when Ms. Heard was in town, in other words, not traveling, how many times per week would you see her?
Almost daily.
And did that change when you became a full-time personal assistant for Ms. Heard?
No.
Would you see Ms. Heard on the weekends as well?
Yes.
And when you would see Ms. Heard in person, did you coordinate with her when you would be seeing her?
No, I would arrive whenever it was necessary to bring stuff that I'd picked up on errands or whatnot. There was no given set schedule.
And when you say you would arrive, where would you arrive to?
It depended where she was at the time. Sometimes she was at Orange, sometimes she was at one of Johnny's houses on Sweeter, and then eventually they all moved down to the lofts downtown.
You previously testified that your work as being Ms. Heard's private assistant was extensive. Would you please tell us everything that you were responsible for?
Everything from handling all of her dry cleaning, picking up packages, mail, liaising with agents, other people in the industry, coordinating travel, making restaurant reservations, dealing with the staff, the vendors on the property, that sort of thing.
Did Ms. Heard ever ask you to monitor press for her?
Yes.
What specifically did she ask you to do?
I had a newsstand guy that was instructed to hold 2 copies of every magazine she appeared in. It was a newsstand on Sherbourne Avenue, just off La Cienega, and he would hold them for me, and I would go there once a week to pick up a pile of magazines.
I'm sorry, you got muffled out. You said that he would hold those for me
He
and...
would hold them for me, and I would go approximately once a week to pick up whatever magazines Amber was featured in, 2 copies of each, which I would then store in her garage.
Why would you store them in Ms. Heard's garage?
Because she didn't want Mr. Depp to see them.
Did she tell you why she didn't want Mr. Depp to see them?
No, she just got very angry with me one day because I hadn't quite made it downstairs to put them in the garage when she came home, and she went absolutely ballistic over that.
When you say she went absolutely ballistic over that, can you please describe what you mean?
Screaming, yelling, abuse.
Do you remember what she said to you?
No.
That it was abusive in your opinion?
Blind rage.
Over the 3-year period in which you worked for Ms. Heard, were you ever with Ms. Heard when she was getting dressed or undressing?
All the time.
How often were you present when Ms. Heard was getting dressed?
Every time she was getting dressed for a fitting, I would say 90% of the time I was there.
And just to clarify, was it just when Ms. Heard was in fittings that you would see her in states of undress?
No, it was also in her apartment. She had no issue with walking around naked quite often.
Did you ever observe Ms. Heard putting on makeup?
Yes.
How often did you see Ms. Heard doing her makeup?
Just when she was getting ready to go out somewhere for a party or something.
And when you interacted with Ms. Heard, and I understand was quite frequent and regular, did it appear to you that she was wearing makeup?
She usually never wore makeup unless she was going to a special event.
And if she did go to special events, would you describe her makeup as heavy?
It would depend. It would, a makeup artist would do it, or if she would do it herself. If she did it herself, it would be light and usually that's about it.
Yeah.
And I believe you previously testified to this, so I'm sorry for asking you again, but while you worked for Ms. Heard, did you ever see any types of injuries on her?
No.
Did you ever see any cuts?
No.
Did you see bruises?
No.
Did you see swelling?
No.
Redness in her face?
No.
How about Ms. Heard having black eyes?
Never.
A broken nose?
Never.
Missing hair clumps? Sorry, I didn't catch that. Ms. James.
Never.
Did you ever see Ms. Heard cry?
Yes.
How often did you see her cry?
Hard to put a number on it. Sometimes she would cry on the phone. I think at least once or twice she might have cried on the phone. You know, and then as far as seeing her personally crying, you know, she was a pretty dramatic person. It's hard to really put a number on it.
I'm focusing on when you saw her in person crying. How many times do you believe that you saw her in person crying?
I would say twice, maybe twice.
Let's take that in bite sizes. The first time you saw Ms. Heard cry in person, do you recall what she was crying about? Go ahead, Ms. James.
Insecure emotions.
Say it with your chest, bitch. Say it with your chest. Ah, she said it with her chest.
Is that correct?
Insecure.
She felt insecure about her relationship. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you expand on that? What do you mean by that?
He didn't like being away from his physical presence.
Did Ms. Heard tell you that she felt insecure when Mr. Depp wouldn't be present with her? Other than telling you she felt insecure about her relationship with Mr. Depp, what else did Ms. Heard say about feeling insecure?
She told me she didn't like hanging out in his house with his friends because it was boring and they were all old men playing guitars and it wasn't interesting to her.
And his band is a bunch of old guys playing guitars.
Was Ms. Heard dating Mr. Depp when you first started working for her?
Yes.
When did you first learn that Ms. Heard was dating Mr. Depp?
After about a month, I think.
How did you learn that she was dating Mr. Depp?
She told me.
What did she tell you?
She told me she was dating Johnny Depp.
Do you recall the first time you met Mr. Depp?
Yes.
Yeah, he had no business marrying
I was
her.
in her apartment on Orange.
This is his fault.
Probably shortly after she told me she was dating him, and he was standing in the dining room.
And approximately when was that?
I don't remember. I would say April or May of 2012.
What was your impression of Mr. Depp?
He was very peaceful, very calm, almost shy, and very quiet. And I remember he was wearing red suede shoes because I didn't know where else to look. I looked at his shoes. It was like it's a weird recollection, I know, but I'm just being honest.
Did you ever witness Mr. Depp be rude to anyone?
He's such a gentleman. He's like a total Southern gentleman. So,
Did you ever see Mr. Depp lose his cool?
No.
Did you ever see him scream at anyone?
No.
Did you
Yes.
see him break something?
Only in a video.
In your
She is uptight. She is. And the more this lady explains her, the more I kind of think maybe Amber enjoyed this more than a little bit.
presence, did you ever see Mr. Depp break something intentionally?
Never break anything, never throw anything, always completely passive.
I believe you've testified previously that you have a son, correct?
Yes.
How old was your son when you first started working for Ms. Heard?
4 years old.
And did you ever bring your son to work with you?
Yes.
How often?
Quite often, if I had to keep working, I would bring him back there after school. And if I had to work on the weekends, he would come with me then.
Did Mr. Depp ever interact with your son?
Yes, he was very kind.
How often did Mr. Depp interact with your son?
Whenever they were in each other's presence.
Can you give me an estimate of how often that happened?
Oh, countless times. He would even teach him how to play guitar. He brought him back from vacations. He showed him his amazing makeup makeover when he was doing Black Mass. He tricked him. He leant over and was saying, "Do you know who I am?" Like a full makeup on his son's jaw almost hit the ground. It was really cute, actually. He gave my son a little pick as well, a guitar pick, which he cherishes to this day as well.
Fair to say you were around Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard together quite a lot?
Yeah, it became increasingly more as the time went on, yeah.
What was your impression of Ms. Heard and Mr. Depp's relationship?
It did not seem like a perfect relationship to me, based on a lot of insecurity on her behalf, which seemed to cause confusion in the relationship. Maybe the age gap was an issue because of their interests. I know that much. Apart from that, who am I to know the relationship, you know?
Would you think that Mr. Depp's smothering of Ms. Heard?
Oh,
Did it appear to you that Mr. Depp was jealous of Ms. Heard?
no.
Did you ever have interactions with Mr. Depp
Yeah.
by yourself?
Sometimes, yeah.
And what were those interactions like?
Just friendly chit chat, which would stop immediately when Amber saw me speaking to him. She'd give me the evil eye, and I'd know to just quickly walk away.
Did Amber ever talk to you about your interactions with Mr. Depp?
No.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and chat in the chat because we've got people in here waiting to welcome you to the family. Hi.
In the 3 years that you worked for Ms. Heard, did you ever see Ms. Heard and Mr. Depp argue?
No.
The 3 years you worked for Ms. Heard, did you ever see any physical violence between Ms. Heard and Mr. Depp? Did you ever see either of them physically aggressive with one another? Did you ever see any body damage at Ms. Heard's home?
Never.
Did you ever see any property damage at Mr. Depp's primary residence on Sweetser?
Never.
Did you ever see any property damage at the lofts or the penthouses at the Eastern Columbia building?
No, never.
Over the 3 year period in which you worked for Ms. Heard, did you ever hear from anyone that Mr. Depp or Ms. Heard had been in a physical altercation?
No.
Over the 3 year period in which you worked for Ms. Heard, did you ever see Ms. Heard be physically aggressive with anyone?
No.
Let's break that down a bit. When you say she was verbally abusive to you regularly, can you explain?
Okay, looks like there might be a little less than 15 minutes of this lady left, and then I'm going to go ahead and stop it at the end of this lady, and then we'll have a discussion of what we want to do next. if we want to go over to Discord, or whatever, and let me know if anybody else over here, that's lurking wants to go over to Discord, and we'll have a discussion, or we'll watch a documentary or something.
Explain to me how she was verbally abusive to you.
Screaming over the phone. She screamed at me once in person.
Muddy, I thought
screaming
you were already in bed. Yay, I'm so glad you're still here.
over the phone. Barrages of abusive text messages day and night. Although I'm in the middle of the night, I think you're aware. I think between 2 and 4 a.m. the barrage would start. That's what I'd wake up to. All incoherent, not really making sense, just basically someone to lash out at, no apparent reason to it.
You testified previously that you observed Ms. Heard be verbally abusive to her sister.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got about 15 minutes of this lady left. And then I'll tell you good night.
Do you recall about that?
It was ongoing kick the dog kind of relationship with her sister, so it's really hard to pinpoint any specifics, but her poor sister was treated like the dog that you kick, basically.
You previously testified that you observed Ms. Heard be verbally abusive to her mother.
Mm-hmm.
What specifically did you observe?
Well, there is a video online where you can see her.
I don't know. I still think she didn't want to. I don't know. Maybe she did. My opinion might be changing.
Being abusive first and foremost, so it's not even based on what I'm telling you. It's what I've seen, the interactions between the two of them when her mother was still alive, and the fact that her mother was terrified of her.
Did her mother tell you she was terrified of her?
She personally told me she was terrified of her.
Did you ever witness Ms. Heard tongue lash her mother?
Here and there, yes. Especially when it was build up to a stressful event or something like that, yeah.
You said you felt.
All right. All right. Go give your pillow some head and your sheets some ass. And have the sweetest dreams ever. I love you so much. Bye. Miss Muddy, are you going to bed now too, or are you waiting? Because you can give your pillow some head and your sheets some ass. And have the sweetest dreams ever. I love you so much.
That Ms. Heard was verbally abusive to you. Can you provide me with any specific examples of this behavior?
Well, I thought I did earlier, but yeah, it was just so random and ongoing. You would never know when it was going to come left of centre. I do remember on one occasion when we were moving from part-time to full-time, and then the salary negotiations became a real bone of contention. And I specifically remember standing in her office where she leapt up out of her chair, put her face approximately 4 inches from my face. She was spitting in my face and telling me how dare I ask for the salary I was asking for, which was in fact approximately half of my regular annual salary. I was offering her that as a favour, and she felt that gave her the right to spit in my face.
You also go give your pillow some head and your sheets some ass. You guys are going out. Good night. I love you so much. Thank you for being in my chat. Thank you guys for being in my chat. I do love you and appreciate you so much. Don't forget to listen to that song I posted. And the one Muddy posted.
And there was a witness in the apartment at that time, by the way.
Who was at the apartment at the time?
The handyman, Hector Galindo.
I'm sorry?
The handyman, Hector Galindo. He was so mortified. He was so embarrassed to hear her speaking to me like that.
Ms. James, while you worked for Ms. Heard, did you ever observe her drinking alcohol?
Yes, I did.
How often did you observe Ms. Heard drink alcohol?
Don't recall.
What alcohol did you observe Ms. Heard drink in your presence?
Red wine.
Did Ms. Heard ever appear intoxicated to you?
Yes, she often did.
Throw it in the freezer.
While you worked for Ms. Heard, were you aware of
Throw it in the
what, if any,
freezer.
prescription drugs she was taking?
Yes, because I had to pick it up and I often had to deliver it to her.
And then clean it with a soft bristled toothbrush or
Sorry, Ms. James, I interrupted your question, or your answer.
paintbrush.
The last part of your answer was to...
It was my job to pick it up and deliver it to her, also bring it to her if she was doing a photo shoot or, on set or something, if she'd forgotten it.
What prescription drugs do you remember picking up from Ms. Heard?
Provigil.
Any other prescription drugs that you remember picking up from Ms. Heard?
Accutane.
Any others?
Not specifically.
To your knowledge, did Ms. Heard ever stop taking Provigil or Accutane while you were working for her?
No.
Did Ms. Heard ever tell you that she was experiencing any side effects from Provigil?
She didn't say it, but I observed it.
We'll go back to that in a minute, but did Ms. Heard ever tell you that she was experiencing any side effects from Accutane?
No.
You previously testified that you observed Ms. Heard having certain side effects from Provigil. Yes?
Yes.
What side effects did you observe Ms. Heard exhibiting?
Manic episodes.
Can you tell me what you mean by manic episodes?
Similar to if someone was on some sort of amphetamine drug. Moving very fast, not making a lot of sense, hyper-organizing, hyper-tasking, just very, very hyper. Yeah.
Besides prescribed medication, did you ever observe Ms. Heard ingest any illicit drugs while you worked for her?
No.
Did Ms. Heard ever tell you that she had ingested illegal drugs?
Yes.
When did Ms. Heard tell you that she had ingested illegal drugs?
Sporadically here and there.
What drugs did Ms. Heard tell you she had ingested?
Mushrooms, ecstasy, and cocaine.
If you remember, how many times did Ms. Heard tell you that she had ingested illegal drugs?
I can't remember.
Based on your personal observations, did it ever appear to you that Ms. Heard was under the influence of illegal drugs?
Yes.
How many times?
I don't know.
Less than 5?
It's so long ago, it's hard for me to remember.
Why did it appear to you that Ms. Heard was under the influence of illegal drugs?
Disoriented, partying with friends, lots of heavy drinking, laughing, dancing, playing, all the sorts of things that go hand in hand with imbibing in drugs.
Would Ms. Heard's treatment of you change when she was intoxicated?
Yes.
How so?
She became more and more belligerent and abusive.
Ms. James, you previously testified that you provided testimony in a matter involving Mr. Depp in the United Kingdom. Do you remember that testimony?
Yep.
And how did you provide testimony in the United Kingdom?
Well, I wrote a witness statement and then I had to do a live video feed.
And did you understand that your witness statement was made under oath?
Yes.
And did you understand that your testimony during the trial live was also under oath?
Yes.
Did anyone help you write your witness statement?
Shillings over in the UK helped me with the first draft, and then I took over and completely edited it to be my own words. That was after a phone conversation we had. They jotted down notes, sent me some basic notes to work with, and then I worked on it from there.
How long did it take you to write your witness statement?
About 3 or 4 days.
Did you feel you had an adequate amount of time to prepare and write your witness statement?
Yes, I was very proud with the outcome of how I wrote it because it was all my words and it was the absolute truth.
And did you have enough time to review your witness statement for accuracy before you signed it?
Yes.
Was everything that was in your witness statement true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Her thing is ecstasy.
Lucy, may I please have you pull up depp exhibit number 4, please?
Showing depp exhibit number 4 on screen.
Her thing is ecstasy. And cocaine.
Ms. James, do you remember receiving an email from Ms. Heard on or about February 12th, 2015?
I don't even believe I was still working for that date.
Do you remember receiving this email in particular from this February 12th, 2015?
Again, I don't, as far as I know, I wasn't even working for her at that time, so I wouldn't even know why she wrote this letter to me, quite honestly.
Do you remember receiving this email then?
No.
Okay. Can we please pull up exhibit number 5?
Stand by. Showing depp exhibit number 5 on screen.
Lucy, may I ask you to, there you go, you read my mind. Lucian, may I either take control or have you scroll down to the bottom? Thank you. James, the way these emails tend to work is they start at the bottom and then go up. And this one is no exception. So I'm going to, for your
No, it's
I'm
not.
going to have you read the bottom email first.
Cocaine ruined my life. Cocaine is not a fun drug. I have been recovered from that shit for almost 17 years. And I've been out of prison almost 15.
Since the first one in the chain, dated February 3rd, 2015.
Mm-hmm. Looks like she was traveling straight to London after the wedding. That's what I'm reading.
Do you remember, actually, you know what? Why don't you read this entire email chain, and then I'm going to ask you some questions about it.
Mm-hmm.
We're almost done, like 5 minutes. Well, almost done with this part of this this session, this live stream. Oh my God, we've been going for 3 hours, dude.
Can you help me? Oh, no,
We
it's
have
not. I don't know.
we
It's
had
thank
such
you.
a good time.
Do you have control of this?
I do have
Anyway,
control. Sorry, Miss James.
we had
I can go up a bit more now.
that we've been going for a little over 3 hours. This was a really fun live stream, wasn't it? This was really fun. This was a great live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember receiving these emails from Miss Heard?
Not really, no. No.
Do you see where Miss Heard on February 4th, 2015 writes in all caps, "Are there no direct flights?"
Yeah,
Question.
everybody was right on time. So maybe we should just start the live streams at 10 o'clock from now on. 10 p.m. Everybody's here. Man, this was really good. This was a really good live stream, wasn't it, Ricky? And it's me and you left. So do we just want to be done with it and restart from 5 minutes from now tomorrow? Because it gets over at like 2 hours and 5 minutes. So there's like 4 minutes left. Dude, we're going to finish it out.
Pointing her to the top email, Mr. Rottenborn, do you see where Miss Heard writes to you, "Are there no direct flights?" in all caps? You would agree with me that nowhere else in the email chain Miss Heard uses
For
all caps
just a minute, yeah.
to write to you, correct?
I'm going to have to go to bed. Huh. Justin's going to get so mad at me.
She seems very confused. That's all I can say. When I'm reading through this, she just seems to be very confused. And the thing is like if that question were to be directed to anyone, it should have been to the travel agent, not me. I mean, I'm not the travel agent. The travel agent was down there in the beginning, Trudy Sullivan.
Directing your attention, Ms. James, to May of 2014, when you met Ms. Heard at the Chateau Marmont in Los Angeles, California. Do you remember your testimony about that incident? You testified previously that Ms. Heard asked you to bring a bathing suit to the hotel. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you see Ms. Heard wearing a bathing suit in May of 2014 at the Chateau Marmont?
Yes.
Based on your recollection, did you see any bruises on Ms. Heard's body?
No.
Did you see any red marks on Ms. Heard's body?
No.
How would you describe the general atmosphere or mood of Ms. Heard and her friends at the Chateau Marmont?
To be honest, it seemed a little conspiratorial to me.
Ha! That's what I said.
How so?
Like a strategy meeting or something, and combined with a pool party. Hard to describe. It was very confusing. Originally, I thought I was going over for some major emergency, but then something else completely different was going on that day.
What made you think something completely different was going on that day?
Well, because originally it made it seem like she was having this major emergency and she was completely alone and she needed me very badly to come as quickly as possible. But when I got there, she was surrounded by people. Savannah, Io, Tillett Wright, and Rocky specifically, Raquel Pennington.
What was the second name you said? I got Rocky and who?
Io, Tillett Wright. It's the letter I, the letter O. Tillett Wright.
Did you observe Ms. Heard showing what appeared to be injuries to any of her friends at the chateau that day?
No.
Did it appear to you that Ms. Heard's friends were comforting her? How would you describe Ms. Heard's friend's behavior?
Friends hanging out together by the pool, having cocktails, and spending the entire afternoon hanging around together.
Did you ever learn information that made you believe that one of the reasons that their relationship between Johnny and Amber wasn't, as you described, perfect was because of Johnny's substance abuse?
I couldn't speculate on the details of their personal relationship.
You did testify earlier that one of the reasons you thought their relationship wasn't perfect was insecurity on Amber's part, though, right?
Yes.
She does
So
not
you
like
developed
this
an opinion
attorney.
that Insecurity on Amber's part affected their relationship, but you did not develop an opinion that substance abuse or any actions by Johnny affected their relationship.
This
right?
is the other thing. He's a drug addict. He does drugs.
What communications?
She
specifically?
does way more drugs than he does.
Expressing,
drinks.
exactly
She
what I
drinks
just stated.
way more than
That she
he
was
does.
sad, she didn't want to be away from him, blah, 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 that sort of thing. That would happen all the time.
And you believe that those statements were the reason that their relationship wasn't perfect?
It's not for me to speculate.
You would agree that because someone is insecure in a relationship does not mean that she deserves to be abused, correct?
I have no answer for you for that.
You would agree that even if someone acts, quote unquote, smothering in a relationship doesn't mean she deserves to be abused, correct?
I don't have an answer for you for that.
I don't have any further questions. Thank you for your time today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take our morning recess for 15 minutes. No outside research. Do not talk about the case. Right?
All right. All right. So, I want to thank you for watching. I want to tell you it's time to give the pillow some head and the sheets some ass and have the sweetest dreams ever. I love you so much. Bye. Wait, I think. Hold on. Now, I love you so much. Bye.